Into the Radius, a single-player survival shooter with a similarly hostile post-apocalyptic atmosphere, is currently available for USD $29.99 on MetaQuest 2. Strange survival shooter in virtual reality, players takes on the role of a stalker deployed by the UNPSC to the Pechorsk Zone to conduct missions and rescue rare artifacts in Into the Radius. Those who are easily scared should avoid Pechorsk. Pechorsk is infected with hostile entities and lethal anomalies, implying that a new stalker has little chance of surviving. This video will explore unique aspects of the game, Into the Radius. The video will be very informative, so please stick to the end. If you are new to our channel, please like the video and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification button. Let's get straight into the topic. Into the Radius. Into the Radius was created and released by CM Games, a virtual reality VR game developer and publisher. There have been comparisons to the VR game Stalker. Set in the peaceful Soviet mining town of Pechorsk, the game takes place in a parallel reality where the 1987 Pechorsk event had a significant influence on history. Gameplay. You'll feel transported to the Pechorsk sector as you play Into the Radius. This location is frightening, full of odd sights and dangerous wonders. Soviet-style buildings are interwoven with incomprehensible aspects, like floating islands and frozen explosions, creating a surreal atmosphere reminiscent of Chernobyl and Salvador Dali. The mix of Salvador Dali and the Chernobyl accident best defines it. In a nutshell, it's a nightmare from which you must awaken every day. Opponents. You'll encounter a diverse range of opponents, from the slow-moving fragments to the mimics, who disguise themselves as soldiers but fire phony bullets at you from a distance. You will encounter both types of enemies throughout the game. Furthermore, environmental hazards abound. Thus, the shortest route may not always be the safest. Although the diversity of your foes will keep you on your toes, you should not concentrate all of your attention on the thing that goes bump in the night. As in any good survival game, a big deal of the gameplay is on scavenging for materials. When there are so many objects lying about, it's easy to lose sight of the goals you set for yourself, which you may evaluate on your console once you get back to base. Whether you like it or not, you'll have to work for the big ruble to purchase all the ammo, guns, health packs, armor, food, and repairs you'll need. In this level, there are no critical bosses or point systems for killing animals. All you have to do is aim precisely, shoot, and hope the sucker dies, which purposely slows down the action and pushes you to focus on what you need and where you're going rather than what you're killing. Purpose of operations. Most operations aim to collect an item, and it is in your best interest to do it without resorting to violence. If you spend too much time exploring the radius, you will come upon a phenomenon known as the tide. When this occurs, you will be sent to a random place on the map, and all of your foes and equipment will be reset. You should prepare everything you'll need at home as soon as possible before departing. There's more to be concerned about than sneaking up on strangers or planting explosives in a crowd. You must manually refill each magazine daily with bullets from ammo boxes while keeping your weapon clean and in good operating condition. I've never had to track, reload, and repair individual magazines to ensure they operate in any game, because your pistol may jam if it sustains too much damage. Cleaning it inside and out in the middle of a fight is not worth the risk. The game's speed slows due to the emphasis on pre-game and in-game upkeep. You must determine whether it is preferable to go all out and battle your foes, or to be quiet and save some money. Guns performance. The guns perform as expected in combat. When fired, shotguns reload from the breech, for example, make a gratifying click. Manually reloading any firearm requires charging the bolts, drawing back the slides, and disabling the safeties. Due to the random nature of physical interactions with weaponry, it may be tough to concentrate on each item and its distinct grab location amid a sea of other things that may potentially be grabbed. Fortunately, there are many small guns to choose from, including World War II-era weapons like the Mosin Nagant M38 rifle and the Tokarev TT-33 pistol, as well as modern combat weapons that can be outfitted with all bells and whistles, such as red dot sights and variable magnification telescopic scopes. If requested, some of these cutting-edge military vehicles may be decked up with all the decorations on a Christmas tree. Immersion. Into the Radius, there is a wide variety of environments, each with its sense of dread and peculiarities. Certain portions sometimes seem too gloomy and architecturally blocky, detracting from the overall immersive experience. And although the designers are pushing the limitations of the Quest 2's mobile CPU, the irregular lighting sometimes makes it seem cartoonish. Gang lighting, from scene to scene, also shows that the player is controlling a cartoon figure. The interaction with items is especially poor, since you will often have to highlight your invisible cursor over many objects before you can force pull the correct one. It's already inconvenient when your bag gets twisted and the contents begin cutting inside each other. Tips and tricks. Following are some tips and tricks that will help you in the game. Number 1. Utilize your whole body. You have access to additional internal storage locations on your body than usual as a consequence of entering the radius. If you need to stab anything, such as the orbs that stay after fragment opponents are defeated, have a knife in one of your arm slots. While going through abnormally dense places, collecting probes stashed in one of the other arm slots is simple. Wear the artifact detector in at least one of your shoulder slots, so you can easily hear it click when an artifact is nearby. Number 2. Take care of yourself. You may see a blue bar on your watch underneath the red health meter. That is where your strength comes from. As you run, the right half will progressively wear away and be replaced with yellow dots. Because higher metabolic requirements represent hunger, those dots will develop quickly if you run a lot while carrying a heavy burden. Longer trips should include some food. A can should keep you going for as long as you wish to run. Keep an eye on your energy meter, lest you find yourself in the middle of a battle with no way to take cover, because you've depleted your reserves. Number 3. Use virtual stock. Although reactions to this tip vary, some players have discovered that using the virtual stock feature in the game's settings menu has helped them fire more accurately, especially when sniping. You should try this option, whether or not you have an actual gun stock linked to your controllers. There's no guarantee it'll improve your aim, but it can't hurt to try. Number 4. Be sure to maintain your tools. Into the radius, if you want your gear to look after you, you'll have to do some work on it first. As a result, you should always keep an eye on your machines to see whether they need to be serviced. You will not be safe if your gun often jams or your armor is riddled with bullet holes. As you take more and more hits, your protective gear, such as gas masks and armor, will become less effective until it is destroyed. To fix them, you'll need to access the trailer that acts as your base of operations repair facilities. The same is true with knives, which may erode swiftly with consistent usage. Number 5. Anomalies are not always visible. Anomalies may leave signs of their existence and even occasionally disclose their position. Still, you shouldn't place too much weight on the likelihood of detecting them before you walk straight into them. You should constantly be on the watch for weird occurrences, like the web or black grass, and investigate the ground in front of you with probes as you move over vast distances. Number 6. Artifacts are good money. Your ability to thrive in the Pechorsk radius depends on your financial resources, which may be used to buy anything from food to weapons. You may find contract work with the United Nations Peacekeeping Service. You could earn a decent income doing these things, but if you want to become rich, you should go relic hunting instead. The UNPSC is interested in purchasing them from you because they are familiar and easy to come by. Number 7. Ready to fight. You shouldn't assume that your opponents would always yell before you or they see them. You may still be astonished, no matter how carefully you investigate a new topic. They could catch sight of you when you are preoccupied with something else, like using your metal detector or counting inventory. Make sure at least one of your weapons is primed and ready to fire at all times. Okay guys, these are all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you think this video was helpful, please let us know in the comments below.